My name is Trish. I'm 44 years old. I was diagnosed with Corticobasal Syndrome in February of 2019. I started to have issues in November of 2018. You'll have to excuse me because I have my notes to the side of me here. So I'm going to read from those. Some of the first symptoms that I experienced were just difficulty with fine motor movement, difficulty with gross motor movement. I'm an RN and I worked at the VA. It was very noticeable to me because of my job, opening medications, spiking bags, starting IVs. I started to have difficulty with my writing, particularly my signature, which was odd. I was just uncoordinated and I would stumble over my feet. I would have balance issues and just an overall slowness to all of my movements. I also worked out a lot, and that made me very in tune with my body and what was going on. So, what started out as something that I just thought was left sided weakness kind of progressed into something much more. Um, Today, my entire left side of my body is dystonic and contracted. I'm very stiff, very rigid on the left side. I do have some symptoms on the right side, but they're much more predominant on the left side. I am right handed, so that's where the writing comes in. But my left side has no motor function whatsoever, at least my left upper extremity. My left leg will extend and hyperextend when I walk. My first symptoms showed up in my left arm. My left arm just became very, very painful. My left shoulder in particular was very painful, my left bicep area. And I started to have trouble raising my arm over my head. When I would go to wave to somebody, my left hand wouldn't move. I have very long hair, and so I would try to put it up, and I couldn't get my arm high enough to do that. I had to have my husband start helping me do my hair, and today he does it all the time. um, I didn't have any symptoms really in my left leg for about the first year after I was diagnosed. I would have occasional symptoms that were brought on by anxiety and cold weather, which definitely make me more stiff and more rigid. I would kind of have a limp to my walk in those situations, but it took quite some time for me to experience full on symptoms in my left leg. Today, my left leg is totally extended when I walk, and sometimes it will hyperextend. My left arm and my left hand are completely contracted. I would say I have about 6 to 10 pain level all the time. It really never goes away. I'm still able to walk, but with great difficulty, and I need a lot of assistance, usually from my husband. A wheelchair is probably in my future. I have pretty terrible balance and I fall a lot. We try to prevent that as much as possible, but sometimes when I want to keep my independence, that's not necessarily possible. I have issues with sleeping at night. I do not sleep very well, and I'll just kind of lay in bed, and it makes me very tired during the day. I do take certain medications to sleep, but those don't always help. Sometimes they make it worse. My only cognitive issue Well, a few issues are with organization and finding my words, and sometimes I have delays in my speech. But that so far is the only way that it's affected me cognitively.